Hello folks, remember I told you in the last video that I will be talking to you about the nutritional aspect of diabetes. I know that it is slightly confusing to a lot of us, especially when we are diagnosed as being diabetic. Especially in this part of the world, in Nigeria, a lot of people get confused. They don't know what to eat, they don't know where to start, nobody tells them anything on the nutritional management of especially type 2 diabetes. But this video will also help us to know where we anchor our hope when it comes to the nutritional management of type 2 diabetes. You see, there are a lot of things to eat here in Nigeria. Fortunately, most of the foods we eat are carbohydrate based. In other words, when we eat them, when they are metabolized in our body, everything is turns to glucose. But you see, as somebody who is suffering from or living with diabetes, what to eat should not frighten you, as long as you're eating it in moderation. You can eat your usual gari, you can eat your rice, you can eat your beans, you can eat your plantain, whether ripe or unripe. But what we're talking about is that you eat them with moderation. We don't encourage people living with diabetes to make sure your tummy is full before you stop eating. See, what I tell some of my patients to do is to buy something like an egg, garden egg, which is common in our country. You can buy garden egg, eat as much as you want to eat, fill your tummy. After eating, you find out that the space in the tummy has little space to accommodate whether you're eating gari or rice or yam. So I encourage people to eat something like this garden egg. And if you're eating something like rice, you eat a little. You can cook rice and you cook your beans, then you can take a bit of rice and more of beans. The reason why we discourage eating a lot of rice is because of what we call rice. When it is metabolized, it has high glycemic index. In other words, the sugar level shoots up immediately and becomes high. You see, why beans has carbohydrates, no doubt, but it also has more protein. But even if it has carbohydrate as much as protein, it has fiber. And when you're eating foods with fiber, a lot of fiber in them, what it does is to fill the tummy. Fiber is not metabolized in the body. What it does is to fill the tummy and then give you that sense of fullness so that you don't worry about being hungry again. You see, and then the release of glucose in the system becomes minimal, not as much as it could have been when you eat rice like that. So we encourage more anything vegetable, whether it is carrot, whether it is cabbage and lettuce. Eat more of those things. Cook them, eat them. Okay? Even if you cook a lot of them, just steam it a bit in the oven, and or either oven, or you can steam it with your pot with a little oil, or you can do without oil. Okay, you can cook them like that and then mix it with rice, and you see that you're still eating normal food rather than eating rice alone. You drink more water when you're eating. even before you start eating. Drink a lot of water. That water helps you a lot to fill your tummy. You see, what we want to achieve is to make sure that the tummy gets full. If it's not full enough, the brain will be continuously reminding you that you're still hungry and you'll be looking forward to binge on. So we eat, some of us who eat fufu, also you have to be very careful there, because once it gets into the system, the glycemic index also is high. But that doesn't mean that you will not eat your fufu. Like I said before, another behavior of diabetes is that it gives you that feeling that you're hungry all the time, and you continue to eat anything that comes across your way, not minding what it is. But if you plan your program the way you want to eat your food, know what you want to eat, know when to eat it, you'll be able to overcome this unnecessary high sugar. Because the problem starts when you feel hungry. If you're very hungry, you tend to eat too much. And when you eat too much, the consequence is that you end up with high blood glucose. But if you're eating probably in the morning, eat a bit of, if you're the type that eat cereal in the morning, you take your cereal before you take your tablet or injection in the morning. You inject maybe 20 or 25 minutes earlier before you start eating your cereal. Then around between 11 and 12, you can also, if you have something like crackers, you can take a few crackers, eat. If you don't want to eat crackers, you can have an apple. You can have an apple, one apple, you can eat one apple, drink water. Then you wait for your afternoon food, which is around between 1:30 to 2 o'clock. You make sure you are religious with your time. Don't waste a lot of time. Don't delay too much. It's only when you delay that you end up eating too much. So if you do that, eat around to your food, your main course. You eat it at that time. When I say eat your main course, I didn't say you should eat one large amount of food. But it is the main course because that's the heaviest meal you can eat when you consider the amount of food you eat. Whether you want to eat gari, you can eat your gari because they're still active. Then a little, maybe about the size of my fist. Okay, I encourage people to eat soup with a lot of vegetable in it. We are rich in vegetable. You can plant it at your yard. You can buy more in the market, depending on how buoyant you are. But then it doesn't hurt if you plant them at your yard, so that they can be accessible to you. You plant them, you cook them the way you want. And because we are trying to avoid sugar, I will encourage you and advise you not to put thickener, like we use cocoyam to thicken our food. It's contrary to people living with diabetes. Or maybe some people use flour. Don't put those things, because those things will also make your sugar level to go up. So when you cook your vegetable a bit without adding any of these thickeners, then enjoy it. Put fish. If you're the type that consume a lot of red meat, you have to start reducing. You can eat more of poultry. That will help you a lot to look after yourself. Then around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, you can also eat a bit of crackers. You can eat a bit of crackers. If you don't have crackers, depending on if you are the person that if you inject insulin, you may also want to take maybe 2 slices of bread with a cup of tea. Now you inject your evening insulin. Okay, before you inject, of course, normally you check your blood sugar. know what your blood sugar level is. That will determine the amount of insulin you're supposed to inject. You don't continue to inject without really taking notice of what the blood sugar is. So when we learn about doing this, if you continue to do this over a period of time, you will see that your body now will get in a kind of stipulated regimen, that you don't have to overdo anything and you don't have to underdo it also. So, and then certain things becomes, your tongue will register a certain taste. You're not eager again to, you're not eager to eat anything that is sugary. Anything that is sugary tends to kind of antagonize you. You don't want it anymore. You want to eat something that is, that your mouth, your tongue has registered. So, what I can say is that we are also going to continue our lecture, but for the time being, I will stop for now. Meet you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.